Evelyn Harper stood at the edge of her Texas farm, the late afternoon sun casting golden streaks across the endless fields she'd poured her life into. At 72, her hands bore the scars of decades, calloused from hauling hay, cracked from wrestling stubborn soil, yet steady as they gripped the splintered fence post. The farm sprawled over 120 acres near Lubbock, a patchwork of dusty earth and green patches where she and her late husband, Tom, had built their world. The barn sagged under years of wind, the tractor rusted in its shed, but every creak and groan carried echoes of their laughter, their fights, their love. Tom had been gone 5 years now, taken by a cancer that crept in silent and swift, leaving Evelyn alone with the land and the ghosts. She brushed a strand of silver hair from her face, her blue eyes tracing the horizon where the sky kissed the plains. This was her sanctuary, where she'd nursed calves through blizzards, where Tom had taught her to two-step under the stars, where every furrow held a memory. But lately, it felt heavier, harder to hold. The roof leaked, the fences leaned, and her knees ached climbing the porch steps. She wasn't ready to let go. Not yet. The rumble of tires on gravel snapped her out of her reverie. A sleek black SUV rolled up the dirt drive, kicking up dust that shimmered in the fading light. Out stepped her daughter, Lisa, 45, all sharp angles and sharper ambition. Her real estate agent heels sank into the earth, and her blonde bob gleamed like it belonged in a magazine, not out here. Behind her came Greg, her husband, a broad-shouldered man with a salesman's grin and a gaze that lingered too long on the acreage. Their twins, Mason and Mia, 16, lanky, and perpetually unimpressed, slouched out last, earbuds dangling like lifelines to anywhere but here. "Mom, you're still out in this heat?" Lisa called, her voice a mix of concern and exasperation as she picked her way toward Evelyn. "You'll fry out here." "Keeps me moving," Evelyn said, wiping her hands on her faded jeans. "What brings you all the way from Austin?" Lisa stopped a few feet away, arms crossed, her smile tight. "We've been worried, that's all. This place, it's too much for you now. The roof's half gone, the barn's a hazard. You can't keep playing farmer forever." Evelyn bristled but kept her tone even. "It's my home, Lisa. Been that way since before you were born." "Sure, but for how long?" Greg chimed in, stepping up beside Lisa. His plaid shirt strained at the buttons, and his eyes flicked to the fields again. "You're out here alone, an hour from anywhere. What if something happens? Storm hits, or you fall? We'd never forgive ourselves." The twins hovered by the car, Mason kicking a rock, Mia scrolling her phone. Evelyn caught their smirks, city kids who thought dirt was a disease. She turned back to Lisa. "I manage. Always have." "Barely," Lisa shot back, softer now, like she'd rehearsed it. "Look, Mom, come live with us. We've got space in the condo, a room just for you. Mason and Mia would love having you around, right, kids?" She glanced back, but Mason grunted, and Mia rolled her eyes. Lisa pressed on. "It's safer, closer to doctors, stores. Greg and I can handle this place, sell it, get something out of it before it falls apart." There it was the pitch. Evelyn had heard it before, every visit a little louder, a little more urgent. Sell the farm. Cash out. Move on. Lisa framed it as care, but Evelyn saw the gleam in Greg's stare, the way he sized up the land like a prize steer. They didn't want her, they wanted this. Still, the words gnawed at her. Last winter's ice had nearly trapped her inside, and the summer heat left her dizzy. Maybe they weren't wrong. Maybe clinging to this was pride, not strength. "I don't know," she said, her voice quieter than she meant. "This is all I've got left of him." Lisa softened, stepping closer. "Dad wouldn't want you out here breaking your back, Mom. He'd want you with us, safe. Let us take care of you, please." She reached out, her hand cool on Evelyn's arm. "Sign it over. We'll sort everything. You'll see, it's better this way." Evelyn looked past her, to the porch where Tom used to whittle, to the oak where they'd buried their old dog, Scout. Could she leave that? She thought of his voice, rough and warm. "You're tougher than me, Evie. Don't let him push you." But Lisa's plea tugged too, the promise of family, of noise in the silence. She sighed, defeated. "All right, if you're sure." Lisa's face lit up, a grin breaking through. "You won't regret it. I'll call the lawyer tomorrow, get the papers ready." She hugged Evelyn quick, then turned to Greg. "Told you she'd come around." Greg clapped Evelyn's shoulder. "Smart move, Ev. We'll make it painless." He was already on his phone, barking about appraisers as he strode back to the SUV. The twins didn't look up. 2 weeks later, the deed was signed in a cramped office that smelled of ink and coffee. Evelyn's hand shook as she scrawled her name, the farm slipping away with each stroke. Lisa beamed, promising a fresh start. They moved her that weekend. 2 suitcases, a box of Tom's things, and a quilt she'd stitched herself. The condo in Austin was all glass and sharp edges, a world away from the farm's worn wood. But the welcome didn't last. Greg griped about closet space the first night. "We're packed tight already, Ev, gotta adjust." Mason blasted rap through the walls, drowning her out, and Mia, the teen, sneered, "You smell like a barn." "It's weird." Lisa lasted 14 days before sitting her down, eyes cold. "Mom, this isn't working. The kids need room, Greg's stressed, and I can't keep up. There's a place, Sunset Pines, an hour out. Temporary, till we figure it out." Evelyn's chest tightened. "You said I'd stay. And you will. Later," Lisa insisted, avoiding her gaze. "It's better for now. Trust me." The next morning, Greg drove her to Sunset Pines, a low brick building off a lonely highway. He dumped her bags by the curb, muttered, "See you soon," and roared off, dust swirling in his wake. Evelyn stood there, the wind tugging at her scarf, the quilt box heavy in her arms. She'd given up everything, her land, her past, for a lie. As she shuffled toward the entrance, the weight of it hit her. She wasn't just alone. She'd been betrayed. The double doors of Sunset Pines hissed open, and Evelyn Harper stepped into a lobby that smelled of bleach and burned toast. Her boots scuffed the polished tile, her 2 suitcases thudding against her legs, the quilted box of Tom's keepsakes, his dog tags, a Polaroid of them grinning by the tractor, clutched tight under one arm. At 72, she felt every mile of the hour-long drive from Austin, every sting of Lisa's hollow, temporary promise. The care home wasn't a dungeon. Clean floors, a fake fern by the desk, a TV muttering in the corner, but it wasn't home. It was a limbo she'd been shoved into, and the weight of that sank into her bones. A voice broke through the hum. "Hey, you must be Miss Harper." A young woman bounded over, her navy scrubs wrinkled, her dark ponytail swinging like a metronome. She was 28, maybe, with warm brown eyes and a grin that cut through the sterile air. "I'm Mia Torres. Aide, coffee runner, whatever they need me for. Let me grab those bags." She didn't wait for an answer, hoisting the suitcases with a grunt. "First days suck, I know, but we'll get you settled." Evelyn blinked, caught off guard by the energy. "Just Evelyn's fine. Thanks, Mia. No sweat. Follow me. Your room's down this way." Mia led her past a rec room where a few residents hunched over a chessboard, their murmurs blending with the clatter of a walker on tile. The corridor was a beige blur, doors numbered like cells, but Mia's chatter softened it. "Been here 3 years," she said over her shoulder. "Folks aren't bad, some grumps, sure, but mostly good eggs. You'll fit right in." The room was small, a single bed with a thin green blanket, a nightstand, a window framing a scraggly pine grove baking in the Texas sun. Evelyn set her box down, tracing the edge of Tom's tags with a finger. "It'll do," she said, more to herself than Mia. Mia lingered, hands on hips. "Rough ride, huh? Saw that guy peel out, family." "My daughter's husband," Evelyn muttered. "Dropped me like a hot coal." "Ouch." Mia winced, then brightened. "Well, you've got me now. Dinner's at 5, meatloaf, not terrible. Holler if you need anything." She flashed a thumbs up and darted off, leaving Evelyn with the faint creak of pipes overhead. The first week dragged. Evelyn unpacked slow, Tom's photo on the stand, the quilt draped over the chair. She shuffled to meals, picking at lukewarm peas while old-timers swapped stories or stared into space. "New here?" a woman with a cane asked once, but Evelyn's "yep" shut it down. She'd retreat to her room, the silence safer than the chatter. Loneliness wasn't new. She'd felt it since Tom. But here, it had teeth. Mia changed that. She'd pop in unannounced, a mug of tea in hand, or a spare pillow she'd found. One muggy afternoon, she flopped into the chair, kicking off her sneakers. "Mind some company? Shift's dead." Evelyn shrugged, and Mia launched in. "Grew up near here. Mom worked doubles, Dad split early. Wanted to be a nurse, but life's expensive, you know. This gig's fine, though. Keeps me sharp." Evelyn sipped her tea, warming to the girl's spark. "You're good at it. Got away with folks." "Uffed, I fake it half the time." Mia grinned. "You're easy, though. Remind me of my Tia, all tough and quiet. Bet you've got stories." "Some," Evelyn said, a faint smile tugging her lips. "Soon. They had a rhythm. Tea at dusk, a stroll when the heat broke. Mia's laugh filled the gaps Lisa had left, and Evelyn caught herself looking forward to it. Then, 3 weeks in, the call came. It was a sticky Tuesday, the air thick with summer haze, when Mia waved her to the lobby. "Phone for you, some lawyer. Sounds serious." Evelyn frowned, taking the receiver from the desk. "This Evelyn Harper?" A gruff voice crackled through. "Yeah. Who's this?" "Jim Baxter, attorney out of Dallas." "You knew Ray Coleman?" Evelyn's mind spun back. Korea, 1950s, Tom's army days. "Ray?" "Tom's buddy. Drank us dry at our wedding, then moved west. Haven't heard from him in, God, 40 years. Well, he's gone now, cancer, last month. Left a will, and you're it. 300 grand, cash, all yours." Baxter paused. "No family, just your name scribbled down. Said you and Tom were damn good people." Her breath caught, the room tilting. 300? "You sure?" "Dead sure. Need your bank details to wire it. Call me back." He hung up, the line buzzing in her ear. Mia leaned in, eyes wide. "What's up? You look like you saw a ghost." "More like a gold mine," Evelyn whispered, setting the phone down. "Ray Coleman, Tom's old pal. Left me $300,000. Mia's jaw dropped. "Holy crap, Evelyn. You're rich." "Not yet," she said, dazed. "Not till it's real." Her hands shook as she sank into a chair. Ray loud, lanky Ray gone, and here she was, exiled to Sunset Pines with a fortune she'd never chased. She thought of Lisa, Greg, the farm they'd snatched. They didn't know. Not yet. Mia grabbed her shoulder, grinning like a kid at Christmas. "This is huge. What's the plan?" "No plan," Evelyn said, staring at the pine grove. "Not till I think it through." She met Mia's gaze, voice low. "And not a word to anyone." Mia moaned, zipping her lips. "My lips are sealed." "But damn, Evelyn, this changes everything." Maybe it did. As the sun dipped, casting long shadows through the window, Evelyn felt a flicker, anger, hope, something alive. She'd been dumped here, forgotten. Now? Now she had a card to play, and she'd damn well play it right. Evelyn Harper sat by her window at Sunset Pines, the Texas dusk painting the pine grove in shades of amber. The cordless phone lay silent on her lap, the lawyer's words, $300,000, still buzzing in her skull like a wasp she couldn't swat. At 72, she'd never held more than a few grand at once, scraping by on Tom's mechanic pay and her odd jobs. Now, this windfall from Ray Coleman, a ghost from her husband's past, felt like a lifeline or a loaded gun. She hadn't told Lisa, hadn't breathed a word beyond Mia Torres. But secrets have a way of slipping loose. 2 weeks after the call, the gravel crunched outside. Evelyn peered through the blinds, her gut tightening as Lisa's black SUV roared into the lot. The doors swung open, Lisa, all polished fury in a blazer, Greg, hulking and restless, the twins, Mason and Mia, the teen, not her aide, slouching with their phones. They marched toward the entrance like a posse hunting a prize. Evelyn straightened her sweater, steeling herself. She'd known this was coming, she just hadn't expected it so soon. Mia Torres poked her head in, eyes wide. "Your crew's here, Evelyn. Want backup?" "Stay close," Evelyn murmured. "Might need a witness." Lisa burst into the lobby, arms flung wide like a bad actress. "Mom. Oh my God, you look amazing." Her voice was syrup, too thick to trust. Greg loomed behind, forcing a grin, while the twins hung back, texting through the show. "We've missed you so much, haven't we, guys?" Mason grunted. Teen Mia rolled her eyes. Evelyn crossed her arms, voice flat. "Missed me? 6 months, not a call. What's this about?" Lisa faltered, then recovered, stepping closer. "Things got crazy. Work. The kids, you know. But we're good now. We've been fixing up the condo, your own suite, Mom. It's ready. Come home with us." Her smile was all teeth, sharp and hungry. Greg nodded, too quick. "Yeah, Ev, plenty of space now. Kids want you back, right?" He elbowed Mason, who shrugged, unbothered. Evelyn's eyes narrowed. "Funny timing. What's changed?" "Nothing." Lisa laughed, high and brittle. "We just realized we screwed up, leaving you here. Family's family." She clutched her purse, nails digging into the leather. Bullshit, Evelyn thought. She'd felt the shift the second they walked in, their eagerness stank of something more. That night, alone in her room, she dialed Jim Baxter, the lawyer, her hands steady despite the hour. "Jim, it's Evelyn Harper. Need a favor quiet-like." "Shoot," he rumbled. My daughter's sniffing around. Sold my farm a while back. Can you check what she got for it? Give me a day, he said, and hung up. By noon, he called back, voice grim. Found it. Sold 4 months ago, $450,000, cash deal. No mortgage on their Austin place either, bought outright. Your name's nowhere on it, Evelyn. They pocketed the lot. Her breath hissed out, rage coiling tight. The farm, her blood, Tom's sweat, 120 acres of their life, flipped for profit while she moldered here, for $150,000, and they'd left her with a suitcase and a lie. Lisa's sweet was a baited hook, and the money was the worm. She didn't confront them, not yet. The next day, she slipped into Round Rock, meeting Carla Ruiz, a wiry financial planner with a no-nonsense stare. 300 grand's yours, Carla said, spreading papers on a diner table. Invest it, spend it, burn it, your call. What's the goal? Control, Evelyn said, her voice iron. They don't touch it. Carla nodded. Smart. We'll set up a trust, ironclad. Takes a week. Back at Sunset Pines, Lisa showed up again, solo this time, her SUV gleaming in the lot. She breezed into Evelyn's room, perfume sharp. Thought it over, Mom? Suite's waiting, new paint, big windows. We'll move you tomorrow. Evelyn leaned back in her chair, studying her. Sounds nice. Tell me about it. Lisa lit up, words tumbling out. Oh, it's perfect, corner spot, your own bath. We redid the floors, hardwood, real classy. Greg's already packing his office to make room. She tripped over details, her eyes darting. Hardwood, huh? Evelyn kept her tone light, baiting her. What did that cost? Lisa blinked. Not much, Greg's handy. What? Just curious. Evelyn said, smiling thinly. You've been busy. What about the farm? Sold it yet? Lisa froze, then laughed. Oh, ages ago. Got a decent chunk, enough to fix up the condo. All for you, Mom. Her hands twisted the purse strap. Liar, Evelyn thought. She saw it now. The farm sale wasn't news to Lisa, but the $300,000 was. Someone had talked. Bank, lawyer, who knew? And they'd come running. She played along, nodding. Sounds like a plan. Let me sleep on it. Lisa beamed, oblivious. Great. I'll tell Greg. Tomorrow then. She hugged Evelyn quick and bolted, heels clicking down the hall. Mia Torres slipped in after, eyebrow raised. She's full of it, huh? Up to her neck, Evelyn said, her jaw tight. Sold my farm for $450,000. Kept every dime. Now they're after raise money. Mia whistled low. Greedy as hell. What's your move? Evelyn stared out at the pines, the dusk deepening. Let him think they're winning. Then I hit back. A spark flared in her. Anger, yes, but something sharper. Power. She'd lost the farm, but she wouldn't lose this. Not to them. Not again. Evelyn Harper stood in her small room at Sunset Pines, the Texas sun filtering through the blinds, casting stripes across the quilt draped over her chair. At 72, she'd spent weeks turning Ray Coleman's $300,000 windfall over in her mind. Anger at Lisa's betrayal fueling every plan, every quiet decision. The farm was gone, sold for $450,000 her daughter had pocketed without a whisper, but this money? This was hers, and she'd wield it like a blade. She'd met with Carla, the planner, locking $50,000 in a trust. Untouchable, her safety net. The rest she'd carved up with purpose, and today was the day it all came down. First, Mia Torres. It was a sticky Thursday afternoon, the air thick with summer's end, when Evelyn called her in. Mia flopped into the chair, wiping sweat from her brow. What's up, boss? You've got that look. Evelyn slid an envelope across the nightstand, her voice steady. Open it. Mia frowned, peeling it back. Inside, a check, $150,000, made out to her. Her eyes bulged, breath catching. Evelyn, what the hell is this? Nursing school, Evelyn said, meeting her gaze. You've talked about it since I got here, dreaming big, stuck small. That's your ticket out. No arguing. Mia's mouth worked, no sound coming. Tears welled, then spilled. I can't, this is insane. It's too much. It's not. Evelyn cut in, softer now. You've been my anchor, kid. Tom would have loved your fire. Take it. Make something of it. She squeezed Mia's trembling hand. Mia lunged, hugging her tight, sobbing into her shoulder. I'll pay you back, I swear. You'll pay me by graduating, Evelyn said, patting her back. That's enough. Next, Sunset Pines. The following Monday, Evelyn handed the director a check for $100,000, her cursive neat on the memo, for the folks. She'd scribbled a list: new wheelchairs, a sunroom with big windows, a jukebox for the rec room. The director gaped, then rallied the staff. By week's end, residents toasted her with lukewarm lemonade, dubbing her Saint Evie. Old Ed, the ex-trucker, slapped her shoulder. Knew you were a keeper, Harper. For the first time, the place felt less like a sentence and more like a home. Then came Lisa. She rolled in Friday, Greg at her side, their SUV gleaming like a predator in the lot. They strode into the lobby, Lisa's smile wide and fake. "Mom, tomorrow's the day, suite's all set. Greg's loading the truck tonight." Greg nodded, hands in his pockets, too casual. Evelyn sat in the rec room, a mug of tea cooling in her hands, Mia Torres hovering nearby. "That's so," she said, voice calm as a still pond. "What's the rush?" Lisa perched on a chair, leaning in. "No rush, just excited. And, we heard about your little bonus. That money from Ray. Family could use a lift, you know? Twins college, house stuff. We'd split it fair." Greg piped up, eager. "Yeah, Ev, we'd invest it smart, grow it for all of us." Evelyn set her mug down, slow and deliberate. "Fair, huh? Like the farm." Lisa blinked, caught. "What's that mean?" "I checked," Evelyn said, her tone sharpening. "Sold it, $450,000 for months back. Bought your condo cash, no mortgage. Left me here with nothing while you played rich. Now you're after Ray's money too." The room hushed, residents glancing over. Lisa flushed, stammering. "Mom, that's not. We were helping you. The farm was a mess." "Help?" Evelyn stood, small but towering. "You dumped me like trash, pocketed my life. I trusted you, Lisa. Gave you everything, Tom's everything. And you lied." She stepped closer, voice steel. "Money's gone. Gave $150,000 to Mia. She's worth it. 100 grand's fixing this place. People who don't stab backs. Rest? Mine. You get nothing." Greg's face darkened. "You're screwing us over a grudge?" "No grudge," Evelyn snapped. "Consequences. You sold my home. Live with it." Lisa shot up, red-faced. "This is bullshit. We're family. You can't." "Family doesn't betray." Evelyn cut in, pointing to the door. "Out. Don't come back." Mia Torres grinned from the sidelines, arms crossed. Residents murmured, some nodding. Lisa's jaw worked. Then she spun, storming out, Greg muttering curses as he followed. The twins, dragged along, shuffled behind. Team Mia glanced back, almost sorry, but Mason just scowled. The SUV peeled away, tires spitting gravel. Evelyn sank into her chair, exhaling slow. Mia slid over, whistling. "That was epic. You okay?" "Better than okay," Evelyn said, a faint smile breaking through. "Felt right." It did. The weight of Lisa's greed lifted, replaced by something solid: control, peace. She'd turned their game upside down, not with screams or fists, but with quiet, unshakable choice. The jukebox hummed in the corner, a scratchy tune Tom would have danced to. Evelyn sipped her tea, watching dust settle in the sunlight. She wasn't just surviving now. She was winning. Evelyn Harper leaned against the new sunroom window at Sunset Pines, the Texas spring unfurling in soft greens beyond the glass. At 72, she'd turned Ray Coleman's $300,000 into roots, $150,000, lifting Mia Torres toward her nursing dreams, $100,000 breathing life into this care home with wheelchairs and a jukebox, and $50,000 tucked safe in her trust. Lisa and Greg were gone, banished after their greed crashed against her stand, and the silence they left felt like freedom. The farm was a memory, but here, under these pines, Evelyn found something better, a life she'd chosen. The years slipped by gentle and fast. Mia blossomed, her nursing school tales filling Evelyn's afternoons, late-night cramming, patients who reminded her of Saint Evie. She'd breeze in with coffee and grins, her ponytail swapped for a stethoscope. "You're why I'm here," she'd say, and Evelyn would wave it off, but the warmth stuck. Residents claimed her too. Ed taught her poker with gruff pride. Lila swapped cornbread recipes, her Mississippi drawl a comfort. Movie nights in the rec room, now plush with new chairs, echoed with laughter, and Evelyn was at the heart of it, no longer the exile. By 74, her hair was pure silver, her steps slower, but her spirit sharp. Mia graduated, cap and gown pinned beside Tom's photo on Evelyn's wall. Then came the wedding, a courthouse affair, Mia in a sundress, marrying Tom's namesake, a lanky paramedic with a shy smile. Evelyn sat front row, clutching a hanky, tears slipping free as they kissed. At the potluck reception in Sunset Pines Garden, tulips blooming from her gift, she raised a shaky glass. To family you find, not just inherit, she said, voice cracking. Mia hugged her till her ribs ached. A year later, Mia brought Ellie, named for Evelyn, with an E to match, tiny fists tugging her scarf. Your unofficial great-grandkid, Mia teased, and Evelyn's chest swelled. Lisa's twins, Mason and Mia, were ghosts. Last she'd heard, they'd drifted to college, silent since that showdown. But Ellie's giggles patched the hole they'd left, a legacy born of kindness, not blood. Lisa stayed away, as ordered. Whispers from a nurse's cousin pegged them in a bigger Austin house. Greg's boat a brag until it sank. Their farm cash frittered on flash. Evelyn didn't care. Her fight was done. Then, one crisp March night at 76, her heart stuttered. She'd gone to bed humming Tom's old tune, the letter for Lisa sealed in her drawer with Mia's name on it. She dreamed of him, two-stepping under stars, and slipped away, peaceful as dawn broke. Mia found her, tears streaming as she called the staff. They buried Evelyn near the pines, her stone simple. Evelyn Harper, strength and grace. Then Mia drove to Austin, jaw set, sliding the envelope into Lisa's mailbox, a McMansion with a manicured lawn. She didn't knock, just left, her goodbye said under the trees. Lisa opened it that night, Greg peering over. Evelyn's cursive was neat. Lisa, I'm with Tom now. Gave what mattered to who earned it. Here's yours, spend it wise. Goodbye. Inside, a crisp $20 bill, for your loyalty scrawled in black ink. Lisa tore it, raging, selfish old hack. Greg snatched the pieces, staring. She's right, we blew it, he muttered, stalking off. Mason and teen Mia, home from school, saw the wreckage and silent, her shaking her head. The farm's $450,000 had bought a hollow life, and Evelyn's last jab landed deep. Sunset Pines thrived, garden blooming, jukebox spinning, a plaque by the sunroom reading Harper Wing. Mia named her clinic Harper House, a vet haven built on Evelyn's gift, and brought Ellie and her new son, Tom Jr., to the grave yearly, laying sunflowers. You were right, Evelyn, she'd whisper. Good wins. Lisa's family frayed, Greg distant, the twins adrift, that $20 a bitter relic they couldn't burn. Evelyn's legacy wasn't cash, it was the lives she'd lifted, the home she'd forged. Somewhere, she and Tom danced, the stars their floor, her victory quiet but eternal.